Las Vegas Sayadaw, classification of matter. Now we go to classification of matter. This is also very interesting. All rupa can be divided into 8 categories. 1. Ahetuka, rootless. Why do we say that these 28 types of matter are ahetuka? Because they are not associated with roots. They are not associated with lobha dosa moha or with alobha dosa amoha. They are not associated with any roots. When you study Buddhism, the scriptures will sometimes mention ahetuka. You should know that rupa is rootless. 2. Sapakaya, cause. They are related by causes which are fourfold: kama, action; citta, mind; utu, temperature; and ahara, nutriment. Our body, our rupa, our matter, are related by causes. 3. Sasava, mental defilement. They serve as objects for defilement. Isava means lobha, attachment; ditthi, wrong view; and moha, ignorance. Our rupa, our matter, serves as objects of defilement. And then we attach to this rupa, "Oh, I'm so pretty." 4. Sankata, condition. They are conditioned by four causes. Why does our body, rupa, arise and exist? Because of 4 causes. There's kama, right? We have different faces, different forms, different colors. Why? Because of our kama in a previous life. This is why some people are pretty and some are ugly. Our rupa is different because it is conditioned by our kama. Some beings have 2 legs, while others have 4 legs. Why? Because our differing shapes and forms, rupa, are conditioned by kama. What about the second condition? It's citta, or mind. When you're happy, you smile, but when you're angry, your smiling face 188 analysis of matter changes to something else. This is because of citta. Your citta conditions your rupa. What's the third condition? Temperature. If you were born in a hot Asian country, you might look different from someone born in a cooler European country, right? It depends on temperature, or the weather, the region or the country. Depending on whether it's very cold or very hot, your rupa will be different. See how temperature is also a cause of rupa? The fourth condition is ahara, or food/nutriment. Most Americans or Europeans are very strong, right? What about Asian people? Well, it depends on their food. Our bodies differ depending on our food. Can you see how our bodies are different? Because they are conditioned by these 4 causes. This is sankata. 5. Lokiya, mundane. Rupa is mundane because it is connected to the world of the 5 aggregates of attachment. 6. Kamavikara, pertaining to the kama sphere. It comes within the range of sensual objects. I'm talking about objects of sensual desire or sensual craving. Rupa consists of kamavikara objects, or objects of sensual desire. 7. Anaramana, objectless. It cannot take an object. This means that rupa does not perceive objects. Rupa cannot perceive or know objects. 8. Apahataba, not to be eradicated. Even if you gain the 4th stage of enlightenment, you cannot eradicate matter, this rupa, this present life. This differs from passions, right? When you reach stream entry, you will eradicate wrong view and doubt. When you reach the 3rd stage, you eradicate dosa. When you reach the 4th stage, you eradicate all mental defilements. But you cannot eradicate rupa, or matter. It remains the same. 189. Las Vegas Sayadaw, mind, cannot eradicate matter. For example, although an arahant has eradicated all mental defilements, his body remains the same, which means that he still has physical suffering. We can also classify all 28 types of material properties in 2-fold ways: internal or external. The 5 kinds of sensitive material qualities are personal or internal. The rest are external. What's the significance of them being internal? They benefit living beings. They are essential for living beings. Without these sensitive material properties, our body would look like an inanimate log. But because we have the 5 kinds of sensitive material qualities, We differ from inanimate logs. The remaining 23 material qualities are external and therefore not important or essential for living beings. These 5 kinds of sensitive material qualities serve as doors to the mind. When mind arises, i.e., eye consciousness, ear consciousness, tongue consciousness, nose consciousness, and body consciousness, they serve as doors to the mind. So we classify these as either internal or external, base or non-base. What about the 5 sensitivities and the heart? That's 6. These 6 kinds comprise material qualities with bases. The rest are without bases, or non-base. The 5 sensitivities and the heart are the 6 bases which serve as seats of consciousness. The eye base, for example, is the seat of eye consciousness. The ear base is the seat of ear consciousness. The heart base is the seat of Manovijnana Dhatu, or mind consciousness element. So these 6 types of material properties are called bases. The rest are non-base rupa. Door, or non-door. The 5 sensitivities and the 2 kinds of intimation total 7 types. These 7 kinds of material qualities are with doors. They serve as doors to moral and immoral actions for the mind and mental factors. The remaining 21 kinds are without doors, or non-door. 190. Analysis of matter, with controlling faculty or without controlling faculty. The 5 sensitivities, the 2 sex states, and vitality total 8. These 8 kinds are material qualities with a controlling faculty, or indriya. The remaining 20 are called without controlling faculty. They have no power, no authority. We should understand what these 8 control. The physical eye, for example, is comprised of 10 material qualities, but eye sensitivity controls the remaining 9 rupa. In the same way, our ear sensitivity controls 9 rupa as well. These include the 4 great essentials: color, odor, taste, nutriment, and vitality. What does the sex state control? It controls masculinity and femininity. As for vitality, it controls all of the rupas. This is why these 8 kinds of material properties are called controlling faculties, or indriya rupa. Gross or subtle. As for the next one, we have 5 sensitivities and 5 sense objects. How many total rupa? We have the 5 sensitivities, but although the name suggests 5 sense objects, there are actually 7. This is because tangibility has 3 kinds of matter, right? It consists of earth element, fire element, and air element. This is why sense objects have 7 kinds of matter. Plus, we have the 5 sensitivities. These 12 kinds of material property are called gross, proximate, and impinging material qualities. The remaining 16 kinds of material properties are called subtle, distant, or non-impinging. Why do we call the group of 12 gross? Because they are important both subjectively and objectively. They are very easy to understand and to see, right? They are very easy to perceive. That's why we call them gross. Why do we call them proximate? Because they are near, or santika. They are regarded as near because of their receptivity. That is, they are very easy to see. And why do we call them impinging? Because of their grossness and nearness. The sensitivity organs strike each other. For example, eye sensitivity meets visible object, and ear sensitivity meets sound. Because they mutually strike each other, we call them impinging material qualities. The remaining 16 kinds of material qualities are hard to understand, distant and non-impinging. 191. Las Vegas Sayadaw, born of Kama, or not born of Kama. The next one is material qualities born of Kama. This refers to the 18 kinds of Nibbana Rupa. We can also call them Upadina Rupa. These 18 types of material properties are grabbed or clung to by craving, by wrong view. The remaining 10 types of material properties are not born of Kama, not clung to. If they are not born of Kama, what are they born of? Citta, Utu, and Ahara. These 10 kinds of material properties are born of consciousness, temperature, and food. In the context of Abhidhamma, you will see the term upadina used to refer to these 18 types of material properties. When you read the Suttanta, you will see the term upadina used to refer to animate or living beings. Anupadina means inanimate or no life. These 18 types of material properties are called upadina, or clung to in Abhidhamma. Clung to or grabbed means by craving or by wrong view. Visible or invisible. Okay, another one is that the object of form is visible. This one is very important. And the rest are invisible. What can we see? Just one. What do we see? Visible object, form, shape. Just this one. The remaining 27 types of material properties are invisible. We can't see them. You see me right now, right? What do you see? Form, color, shape. You cannot see water element, air element, or earth element. You see form and color. When you practice meditation, you will see something and know that it's not a man or a woman. You see a pretty woman when you think like a worldling. But when you understand reality, you will see something and know that it's just seeing form. It's not a man or woman, and not ugly or pretty. If you don't understand this, you might think something is pretty. It's important that all of you know that form is visible. But we cannot see the remaining 27 types of material properties because they are invisible. 192 Analysis of matter take objects or do not take objects. Another group, the 5 kinds of sensitivities take objects, but the others do not. We just talked about anaramana, objectless, right? They do not perceive objects. But here, even if we say the 5 sensitivities take objects, they might not do so directly. Instead, they sometimes support our consciousness to take the object. That's what's meant in saying that these 5 kinds of sensitivities take the object. The remaining 23 types of material properties do not take objects. I might say, Chaya Meditation Monastery welcomes everyone. This monastery cannot welcome anyone. But the persons living here can welcome people, right? Although the monastery itself can't welcome people, we say the monastery welcomes everyone. In the same way we say eye sensitivity takes the object. But the eye doesn't take the object. What takes it? Mind, or consciousness. But consciousness depends on the eye. That's why we say that eye takes objects. 2 of the sensitivities, eye and ear, cognize distant objects without any direct approach. You can see me now, right? My body is the object. But this object cannot directly touch your eye. Yet you can see it. Similarly, when I say something, you hear it. This is what is meant by distant objects without any direct approach. You can take these objects. On the other hand, the nose, the tongue, and the body need to reach the object. Let's look at the nose first. The smell, the object, needs to reach the nose. If there's a smell, but no wind or air to bring it to your nose, you can't smell it, right? So the smell needs to touch the nose sensitivity directly. What about the tongue? The object has to come very close to you, right? Perhaps we can see food at a distance. We can even hold it in our hand. But unless it touches our tongue, we can't taste it. Can you see how these objects must reach the nose, the tongue, and the body? The object must directly touch, and then you can take it. It's the same for the body. The object must actually touch the body, and then you can feel whether it's hard or soft, right? Among these 5 kinds of sensitivities, eye and ear can take objects without reaching, but the nose, tongue, and body need the object to touch the sensitivity before there can be cognition. The remaining 23 kinds of material properties cannot take objects. 193 Las Vegas Sayadaw, separable or inseparable. As for the last one, color, odor, taste, saps, and the four essentials are inseparable. We cannot separate these 8. Even as particles of matter, we cannot separate them. These 8 kinds of matter are one kind of kalapa. We have 21 kinds of kalapa, and this is one kind. For now, though, just note that color, odor, taste, sap, and the four essentials, these 8 types of material properties, are inseparable. These 8 kinds exist even in particles of matter. So, today we have studied the enumeration of the 28 kinds of matter and the various classifications of matter. Next week, we will discuss the conditioning of material properties. We will talk about which material properties are caused or conditioned by karma, action, by citta, consciousness, by UTU, temperature, and by ahara, nutriment. Having studied the 121 types of consciousness, we will begin to talk about different types of consciousness, producing different types of rupa. For today, though, I think time's up. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions so far? Q. What are the 5 aggregates of attachment? Corporeal realities, rupa, feeling, vedana, perception, sannyana, mental formations or volitional activities, sankhara, and vijnana, consciousness. Q. Anaramana means objectless, yes, and nala means not. Anaramana cannot take an object. Q. Does it mean the same as tadaramana? Tadaramana is different. Tada means that. Tadaramana, or registering consciousness, takes that javana object. So, tadaramana means that object. Viramana means object. Whatever javana is there, tadaramana takes it. Anaramana means not object. Q. I think you said that the Buddha said something about, we can take any rupa. Can you please explain? 194 Analysis of matter. Some commentators said that the heart is the seat of consciousness. They meant that our consciousness is based on our heart. But the Buddha didn't say that. Instead, he just mentioned that mind consciousness element arises and depends on rupa. Rupa could mean heart, or perhaps the brain. Q. Which is correct? Either is possible. It depends on some part of our matter, maybe the brain. 195.